Hello, my dear students. I'm Dr. Prajna Matteli, who is working in Government First Grade College, Dharwad, Karnataka. For this BCom second semester, as a part of CBCS syllabus, we are having company law and secretarial practice as a subject. In this subject, first unit deals with the company secretary. Today, let us understand some points about the company secretary. I would like to invite you to my video. It's a series of videos. So this is the first part of the series. Please be there, curious to watch many more videos on the subject. Let me have the introduction first. Secretarial practice. The word secretary is derived from the Latin word secretorius. It means confidential officer. So, secretary is a confidential officer. A secretary is defined by the Oxford Dictionary as one who looks after the office or takes care of the office, who thinks of the office and to write for another, especially one who is employed to conduct correspondence, to keep records and to transact various other business for another person or for society, corporation or public body. That means the person who is there to look after the office. That means what? He has to look about the correspondence. He has to take care of the records and he should transact with various other business firms also. Therefore, Oxford Dictionary says that the person has to take care of all the official functions. So according to Random House Dictionary, secretary is a person, usually an official, who is in charge of records, correspondence, minutes of meetings, and related affairs of an organization, company, or association. So Random House Dictionary says that secretary is a person, usually he is an office person, official, office employee. He takes care of the records, correspondence, and he should attend the meeting. He takes the minutes, that is the happenings of the meetings. What has happened? Who has discussed? All such things are to be written in a detailed manner, that is minutes. So this is the definition given by Random House Dictionary. Okay, and let us see what Companies Act says about the secretary. So, my dear students, I would like to give you one information that the entire syllabus, Companies Law and Secretarial Practice, is a law subject. It is the law which governs here is Companies Act 1956. This is the law which came into practice in 1956. All such rules and regulations related to company are written here. So this act is amended in 1988. So this defines secretary as any individual possessing the prescribed qualifications appointed to perform the duties which may be performed by a secretary under the act, and any other ministerial or administrative duties he has to perform. He should possess the required or the prescribed qualifications, and he has to perform the duties which is given by the law. So, secretary is one of the principal officers of the company with the requisite qualifications to undertake secretarial work and management of the affairs of the company as per the provisions of the Act and instructions laid down by the board of directors. So, as I have already mentioned, Indian Companies Act came into existence in 1956 and it is amended in 2013 recently. So as per section 2, subsection 24 of the Companies Act 2013, A company secretary means a company secretary as defined under section 2(1) subsection C of the Companies Secretaries Act 1980. So 2013 agrees with the statement given in 1980. Then what 1980 says? As per section 2 subsection 1 and C of Company Secretaries Act 1980, company secretary means a person who is a member of the Institute of Company Secretaries in India. So my dear students, I hope you know about it. Otherwise, try to understand the fact that there is one institution. It is the central institution. It is the head of the institutions in India. That is Institute of Company Secretaries of India. This is the highest institution as far as the company secretaries are concerned. This institution conducts the examination called Company Secretaries, CS. So this CS or the Company Secretaries exams are being conducted by Institute of Company Secretaries of India. So one who is interested to become the company secretary has to go through the syllabus, and he has to pass all the examinations, all the papers of the examination conducted by Company Secretaries Institution. So to become a CS, that is company secretary, one needs to take the membership of ICSI. Membership, how it is given? Only when he gets to the examination, he passes the examination. For this, a person needs to clear all the exams conducted by the institute and to undergo the specified training. So now let us go with the qualification. Now we have understood what is the meaning and what is the definition. Now it is our duty to understand the qualification. Qualification of secretary means the qualifications are prescribed as two. That is statutory qualification, general qualification. Then first let us understand the statutory qualification. So in case of a company where the paid up share capital is 5 crore or more, then it is a big company. Then it has to appoint a person who has passed CS exams. That means who is the member of the Indian, that is Institute of Company Secretaries of India. That is compulsory. If the paid up capital is less than 5 crore and more than 2 crore, then it's okay with some other qualifications. Alternative qualifications are given here. That is, suppose if he becomes the member of Company Secretaries of India, that's well and good. Otherwise, at least intermediate examination. This institution, that is Institute of Company Secretaries of India, it conducts 2 exams. Means it's a course called Company Secretary. This Company Secretary course is divided into 2. That is 2 parts of the examination are to be passed. That is, first part is called as intermediate examination and second part is called as final examination. So if the person cannot pass the final examination and he is successive, then he succeeded in passing the intermediate examination, then also you can appoint him as a secretary. But the thing is, paid up share capital should be more than 2 crore and less than 5 crore. Postgraduate degree in commerce, that is MCom, that's also okay. And degree in law awarded by any university. Membership of Institute of Cost and Works and Accounts of India, that is ICWA exam, he should get through. Or CA exam, which is conducted by Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, or postgraduate in company law or secretary practice, or if he is the member of the Association of Secretaries in Management, that is Calcutta, if he gets through the diploma in corporate law, or if he gets the postgraduate degree in or diploma in management sciences, that or if he gets the postgraduate degree or diploma granted by IIMs, then we will say that the statutory qualification is fulfilled. I hope you have understood. that is the statutory qualification deals with the degrees. What the educational qualification he should possess, what degrees he should have, what degree certificates he should possess. But along with the degree certificates, some other knowledge is also important. That is called as general qualification. Here, there may or may not be the certificate, but the thing is, knowledge is important in this context. That is general qualification. So what is that? First thing is knowledge of the industry. He should possess the knowledge of business of the company or knowledge of the industry in which the company is engaged. This would help him to give proper guidance to the chairman and the board on various interactions or the intricacies of the business. Then he should possess knowledge of accounts and taxation. That means secretary is an executive office of the company. He must also have a basic knowledge of the principles of accounting, taxation. Taxation means here income tax, sales tax, etc. He should have the knowledge of company law. Various provisions of Companies Act is essential for the secretary. Companies have to function within the legal framework of the Companies Act. Hence, a thorough knowledge of various provisions of Companies Act is essential for the company secretary. Knowledge of mercantile law. It is also called as business law. So apart from the knowledge of the law relating to staff, working knowledge of the law relating to contract, negotiable instruments, sale of goods, Insurance Act may be of immense help to the secretary in discharging his duties. Command over language. So secretary should have the language command. That means he should possess the command over the language. He should also be conversant with certain specialized business terms and expressions suited to his work. If his company has foreign customers, it is better for him to have knowledge of 1 or 2 foreign languages also. Nowadays, we are observing that many Indian companies are also having branches, business, clients all over the world. So he should possess all such knowledge. Knowledge of office administration. For the efficient organization of the office, the secretary should know best system of the filing, how to file, how to make indexing, and should have knowledge of labor saving devices, recruitment of office staff, methods of remuneration, delegation of work. Everything he should possess because he has to look after the office administration. Then comes the general knowledge. Here, secretary should guide the chairman and board of directors. He should assist them. So in performing his duties confidently, he should possess general knowledge. And apart from knowledge of the industry, secretary should have general knowledge about current happenings, economic conditions, political changes, social conditions, market changes, everything he should know. Then comes the sound general education. That is, general education helps the secretary in grasping the subject without taking much of his time and effort. Knowledge of various acts relating to staff. For the efficient handling of the office, secretary should have the knowledge of various legislation which are applicable to the staff. That is, Factories Act, Industrial Dispute Act, Workmen's Compensation Act, Employee Provident Fund Act, Payment of Wages Act, Income Tax Act, etc. And apart from all such things, the various qualifications and qualities mentioned above are essential, no doubt. But besides this, for a secretary to be successful executive, he must have a good personality, which is a comprehensive term. What do you mean by personality? It is a comprehensive term consisting of so many personal virtues and talents, such as charming manners, organizing ability, imagination, initiative, strong common sense, originality, efficiency and intelligence, a sense of responsibility, alertness, self-discipline, foresight, industriousness, courtesy, and high moral character. So we are giving a big list, because he should be very, very impressive personality. Therefore, we are giving a big list here. Okay, friends, in my next video, I'm going to discuss about the appointment and the dismissal of the secretary, and how about the roles and responsibilities, liabilities of the company secretary. So don't forget to watch my next videos also. Thank you, friends. Thank you for your cooperation. And I anticipate some feedback from your side to improve myself. Thank you.